Okay, hi. I thought maybe I would show you how I use spray ink on some of my pages that I use as in journals. So I've kind of got my area all ready to go here. I'm going to do the spray ink on these little portable workspace things that I make out of cardboard, and I just tape freezer paper on them, and they're great because things don't stick to them generally, and you can do a lot of gluing and spraying and painting on here. So I have several of these, and I'm going to use this big one, I think. And so the paper I will plan on using is, I'm going to use some old book pages. I like the smooth, shiny feel of these. So isn't that cool? I love that page. I don't know if I guess I will go ahead and put ink on it, but maybe I should scan it first. So I like that, and I'm going to use some ledger paper. I have a lot of this, and it's a nice sturdy paper. I have this ledger paper. I have sheet music. This is Chopin, so it has lots of notes on it, and I like that. Some more book pages, bigger sheets of ledger. This is from the atlas, that old atlas I have, which these smooth papers, they really take the ink nice. And what else? I also will do spray inks on tea stain paper because, it's just kind of blah looking, and if I'm using it in a journal, I like to have a little decoration on it. I'll probably plan on cutting these in half, so the page size will be about this size. So I'll be thinking about that when I spray that. Also want to do some envelopes. These are neat because they have windows in them, so I want to do some of those. Some smaller envelopes, manila. These big manila envelopes, which are kind of cool. And a tea stained envelope. And then these big envelopes I have that might do some ink on those too. So those are the things I plan on painting or spraying. And then, so let's talk about ink. So these are my inks I'm using. I pretty much mix up my own because I want them to be light, and I've bought some of those Ranger inks. They were very intense. The colors were very intense. So I've watered those down, and I've used those. I also get from the cooking section of the craft store some of these icing dye color things, and they just have a really, this is the yellow. It's really thick. So I just take a little palette knife like this, scoop some out, put it in the bottle, shake it up good. So that's another option, and you can just buy whatever colors you want. There's this teal, and I got the pink. But you can also use the food dyes that you find in the grocery store too. Those would work. I have some Easter egg color tablets that I'm going to give a try, but I haven't mixed them up yet. So I'm going to put my colors all over here together. I checked my spray bottles. I think they're all working and spraying pretty well. So then stencils is next. So when I do use stencils, I like to keep them pretty simple. I have these right here. So, I was going to show you too. These are the colors. So the pink that I have looks like this. This is my yellow. That's my lime green, very light. The light teal, the blue, and then I think there's another green. So that's the color I'm going for, something real light. And I just add water to them until I get the color I want, and just test them out on some paper until you get what you want. So I have this new one. I might use that. This is kind of nice because you can actually just do it on a corner of a page. Simple stencils, really, I like those better than really complicated designs. Like, for example, that's really pretty, and I might do it, someday with ink, or paint, but I don't really want to use that That's a little too complicated. Love these polka dots. I use this one a lot. I think this is a stencil I might have found at Walmart, and it's put out maybe by Plaid. It was pretty cheap. I use it a lot. I don't clean my stencils, by the way, as you can see. I really like this one with the wavy lines. This is cool with the circles. I have to be careful because they get tangled up, so I try to keep something between them. And this is a nice circle one too. And then I have a few smaller ones that are some of my favorites. This is my all-time favorite stencil. It's a Julie Faye Van Balzer Crafter's Workshop stencil. I think it's called Onions or something like that. Love that stencil. And these are okay. They're a little busy. This one's nice. This is another one of my favorites. This is a Tim Holtz stencil. And I love this to put it at the edge of a page, so you get that nice sun ray effect. Here's a little simple one. This one is just, it's like a tool for people who do drafting or whatever. And I've used that before, and that's kind of nice. And then this is a really simple one I got at Walmart also. Okay, then you can also make your own stencils. These are cutouts from magazines, and they're just make a nice silhouette. And once you've put paint and ink on there quite a bit, it actually makes them pretty strong. I mean, even though they're just paper. And then I've also made stencils like this, just different shapes. They kind of look cool. You can put some together, like put this one inside of that one, or whatever. So these are just cut out of magazine paper. So there's those. That's the stencils. Okay. So I've kind of covered up everything in my work area that might get ink on it, I think. It's a messy process. Let's start with some of this tea stain paper. Let me see if I'm in frame okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So, like I said, I'll probably cut this in half. So this will be one side of a page. This will be another page. So I think I'll just stick to this one side, like so. And so I would start with the lighter colors maybe. And I'm very light with the spray, so I don't put too much on. So as you can see, there's a little yellow there and a little yellow there. That's good. I might add something like this lime green, kind of in the middle. And then maybe a little blue. So there, there, there. Okay, and then I like sometimes to just add this. This is, I just call it shimmer. It's basically little bits of, I think it was some eyeshadow stuff I found at the Dollar Tree that I mixed with water. And it just adds a little, I don't add too much, but it's nice to have that little sparkle. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is lay another piece of paper on top to soak up whatever's on top of the stencil. So just put that right there and press it down. Sometimes I like that reverse image better than the stenciled image. And so there's that. I like the way that looks. Yeah. And there's my husband home from the eye doctor. Honey, I'm making a video. And I like the way that came out too. So that's one side. And then I'll put something else on this side because remember, I'm going to cut that in half. So let's use a different stencil. How about this one? I like circles, maybe different colors. And this one I'll put a little pink, just a little, keep it light. And I think that this teal color, I call it aqua, whatever. I think that would go good with it. And then maybe a little bit of the shimmer, like so. And then I'm going to lay that piece of paper on top to soak up what's on the stencil. Okay. So I got a little bit of a design there. Not too much, but that's okay. I want this to be writing space anyway, so I don't want the colors to be too intense. And I could probably do the back side of that page also. Oh, that came out nice. So now I have these. I will probably cut it here. Each of these will be pages. I like how that came out. Okay, let's try some of this ledger paper. I know I've done it before, and it really takes the color really well. And on this one, I think I'll try some of my homemade stencils. So maybe put some of these on here. So we'll have some like going off the page, and maybe one like this. Let's put this one here and put this inside. Yeah, like that. There. So just kind of arrange them however, whatever you think looks good. Maybe one more little one here. And this one going off the page. Okay. So now I'm just going to take some color, and I see some in this grid pattern, some red and blue, so I'm going to use some of those colors. So here's the pink again, and some of this blue, and that's kind of spattering a little, but that's okay. And maybe a little yellow, and just a little shimmer. Okay, now let's put another sheet on top. Press it down and soak up all that ink. And so, oh yeah, I like how those colors mixed. That's nice. And then this is the design that was left on the from the stencils, and I like that too. Love how these colors mix together, so you can see the pink and yellow mixing and making a little orange, and the blue and yellow making a little green, and this is making a little purple. So nice to let the colors mix together. By the way, I don't wash my stencils. I like to keep them dirty. I'm lazy, plus I like the effects I get. Okay, let's do the big polka dots, because that's one of my favorites. And so on this one, I think we'll go with some of the teal. And so thinking about the color wheel and what colors mix together well. So without making a mud, really, I'm going to stick with greens and maybe the other blue. It's a little bit deeper blue. And just put a little shimmer on there too. Hope this is showing okay. Let me check the camera and just make sure. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's lay another one on top and get the reverse. Yeah, this one's kind of sad looking. It needs something. Let's see if this helps. This envelope started out as white, so it's been tea stained, and it took the tea stain really well, and I love how the inside looks with that blue in there. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, that's a little better. And this one, yeah, I like that. big polka dots on top of little ones. I just feel like it needs a little more color, so I'm gonna lay another stencil on top, like this one, and add some of this pink. There. And now I'm gonna get the other envelope so I can get more color on it too. Well, it didn't add a whole lot, but it's a little more interesting. Yeah, just a little bit of pink there. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but where I use the shimmer, it makes the polka dots kind of sparkly. Okay. So maybe we'll do a few of these envelopes. I'm just gonna open them out and lay them there side by side. Like so. And then I'm going to put some stencils on top. Let's try this one. Almost fits on there perfectly. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with some yellow. Just putting it in a few spots. Maybe something over here too. And then maybe some of this aqua. And about a little bit of the pink. So I'm just kind of looking for spots. I don't really have that much spray. Sometimes it's hard to control these things. That's why it's a good idea to test them out on some paper first. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to lay something on top of that. How about another one of these envelopes? So this is tea stained, and then I used one of those pans that you can get at Dollar Tree that they're aluminum and they have those holes in them. So I guess they're for, I don't know, roasting on the barbecue maybe. Okay, whoops, sorry. Okay, so this isn't taking color that well, but it's still better than the way it looked. I like that. It's kind of dark still. This should be pretty colorful. Yeah, like that. That's very pretty. And then I'll, do the other side also. Okay, so let's do some of these old book pages. This is, now, every now and then, actually, I probably want to wipe some of this up. So let me get a wipe out. It's getting kind of inky. Yeah, that's better. All right, so how about this? It's really big, so it might take a couple of stencils to cover it. And that'll probably end up, cutting or tearing or, using it to make an envelope or whatever. How about some of that? And maybe try this one. I haven't used this stencil before. Let's try that right there. Okay, like the way that looks. All right, so for color, let's do some of that lime green. And maybe some blue. Hope you're able to see this okay. And aqua. And then I don't want to forget to put some shimmer on there. Okay, and you can see by keeping the colors diluted, I'm able to spray pretty heavily, and it doesn't get too dark. I still want to see what's on the page. Okay, we'll put one of these pages on top. So you see why I like these glossy pages, because the ink doesn't just soak in, it puddles and it pools up, and I love how that looks. That is cool. And same thing on this one. So if you have some old book pages that have the shiny tops on them like this, they're great for spray inks. And let's see, here's my new one that I got. It doesn't really show up that well. It's probably if I'd used a brighter color, it would have. But I like the way this came out. I like the way the color looks on there and the way they are blending together. See that? Very good. Okay. So I think I want to do another one of those slick pages. These are pages from old magazines. So old women's magazines, you know, the big ones like this. I like the pictures, but you know, the paper's kind of fragile, so it's hard to use them as journal pages. So I do like to find other uses for them. Okay, I want the polka dots. There they are. Let's put those there. And let's put these over here. No, wait, how about this? This one. Put that there. Okay, I guess like that. There. Okay, so let's use some pink. And some yellow. And aqua. I'm just going to spray it in a few spots where there's not too much color already. Be a little bit right there. Okay, then we'll lay another page on top. So I don't clean, I think I said I don't clean my stencils, right? Because you just get sometimes some unexpected results. You never really know how things are going to blend. But that's pretty. And see, I like how those colors mix together. And underneath, we've got these beautiful polka dots. Like how that came out. That one doesn't show up so well. But that, you know, that to me just looks like a party. So the magazine paper works pretty well, but I still like this paper from that old atlas. These are the back pages that didn't really have maps on them, and I didn't really know what I was going to do with them, but they're great for stenciling. Let's see, let's try some of these other ones that are my favorites, like this one. Put that there. And I love this one. Let's put that up there. And maybe just a little bit of that and that. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to some yellow, I think. And pink. And See, I'm going to get kind of a little sunrise effect there. That's going to be pretty. Maybe just a little bit of aqua in between. And shimmer. Okay, we'll lay another one on top of it. It's always fun to see what this is going to look like when you lift it up. Oh yeah, that's nice. And here we have, oh, look at how pretty that came out. So the stencil still had some other colors on it, which is fine because it kind of outlines those designs. See, I like how that shows through like that. I love that stencil. Just a nice bit of soft color. Okay, so I think I've inked just about everything I had laid out. Let's do one of these book pages with the, I better clean up first. It's getting kind of inky here. Okay. Well, that is so pretty. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. Let's see if it's in the picture. There, that's better. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Probably on this side, something pretty simple because all that handwriting, I don't really want to cover that up. Let's go back to this one. Maybe that, no, maybe I'll put that over here. But on this side, maybe just the polka dots. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see, some yellow. So just basic colors, but you know, they do blend together and make other colors, which is kind of cool. I'm going to use some pink and aqua. Okay, looks pretty good. And definitely want some shimmer on this. Okay, and let's put another page on top. This one. It's just nice to have a stockpile of stuff like this ready to go. I'll just put these in a box lid and put them on a shelf, and next time when I make a journal and I need some paper like this, I'll have some. Okay, oh, see, sometimes they get better, you know, the more you do, the more the colors kind of get on there and they stay on there, and it just shows up on the following prints too. So polka dots look good on there, and I like that too. That's very nice. So what I will do is, after these are dry, is I'll go back and do the other sides, and then I'll just make sure they're dry and put them away until I'm ready to make another journal. Okay, I think that explains it pretty well, and I know a couple of people have asked me, oh, you know, you can also layer, do a little layering. I want to mention that too. So for example, take a page that doesn't, maybe it needs a little something more. like that. So, so you could actually put another stencil on top, maybe just these, and then just put a little ink around it, not too much. Maybe we'll use the teal, just a little, so you can see the shape of it. And I might as well put another sheet on top. Let's see, how about the back side of this one. I think I want them going this way. Yeah, so there's that. And then I'll probably add another layer to that. And on here we have just these little silhouettes. I don't know if it shows up very well or not, but I like that. Okay, so you can layer stencils too. Put another layer on, just, you know, whatever you feel like doing. Have fun with it. Okay, thanks for watching.